Welcome to the Two Steps Ahead podcast, starring Robert Sean McGrew and Raul Ruiz, talking business, strategy, and growth, helping you stay 2 steps ahead. Let's get to work.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Two Steps Ahead podcast. I'm Robert Sean McGrew.
And I'm Raul Ruiz.
And it's been a while. It's been a little bit. We got together last time, had a really good session, and we talked about being busy. And man, has it been busy?
Been very busy.
And some of it good and some of it not so good. And we'll get to that here in a little while. But I wanted to touch on that because it's so important. And we talked about being busy and not just being busy to be busy. But I want to talk about the flip side of that for a moment. And that's how we got here today, right? Sometimes you got to take that break. And we've talked about that before in episodes about taking time for yourself, self-care, and helping yourself to get ahead and being able to be there for others. But there's an extreme portion of that. And I want to call it out before we get into today's topics and stuff, because it's happened to me. I'm such a routine person, and going day to day with everything got going on, with my kids' activities, with everything happening in the startup world, and my clients and everything. And I took a trip. And we talked about that. I was going to be gone, and I was looking forward to it and taking some time. But sometimes you can go off a cliff. And I think I went off that proverbial cliff, and not intentionally. It just happens sometimes. And so my routine slowed down quite a bit. And it was good. And about the first week, really good. But then in the second week, I think I hit a wall. I really, not a literal wall, but it was metaphorically hit really hard. And I want to call this out because it's something that's very important. And I want everybody out there to make sure that you don't do this and end up what I did for a little while, because it took me down a little bit. But we were talking about it earlier. It's like life's a marathon.
Yeah, it's that proverbial wall, right? If you're going 150 miles an hour and you come to a screeching stop, nothing good comes of that, right? Nothing good happens with that. And your body ends up getting sick, or you end up getting not feeling well or whatever. And that's the ramifications of you going 100 miles an hour at the same time and trying to stop. So absolutely.
So just like marathon runners, sprinters, race car drivers, etc., when they cross that line, you don't ever see them stop. Because what happens?
Unless they can't run anymore, but
well, what happens? They fall.
Yeah.
It's that wall we're talking about.
Exactly.
A race car driver, imagine if he passes the finish line and he hits the brakes.
That's right.
1, everybody behind him is going to crash into him.
That's right.
And 2, he's probably going to flip his car because he's at 200 miles an hour.
Nothing good happens.
A runner, when they're running, you see them go past the line and they continue.
Right.
And in your mind, you're watching on TV and you're saying, why didn't he stop? Because he's got so much momentum going. It's the same thing in life and every day. You have a lot of momentum, which is good, but understand that you can't just stop. You can't just take everything away and expect it to be normal, fine. And that's what happened to me while I was gone. First week, like I said, I had tapered down. My routine was done, and I wasn't constantly wasn't in the car in traffic and picking up kids and doing this and that and going to a meeting. And that was kind of cool. It felt good for a while. But then that second week, man, that wall came fast and hard.
Hit you like a ton of bricks, huh?
Like a ton of bricks. And then physically, not just mentally, but physically, my body also was like, what are you doing? My eating habits were a little different. They weren't the same as they were here. And my motion wasn't as good and it wasn't moving as much as I do here. And yeah, my body just like, and I actually was a little worried about getting back, but made it back. And then when I got back, I had to kind of continue on that mend. What turned out to be from a 2-week absence into being a 3-week absence. But then I'm back and going again. But again, I want to call attention that we all get busy, and don't be busy to be busy. But if you are busy, don't unbusy yourself from 100 to 0.
Yeah, there has to be a balance, right? There has to be a balance where you're busy, but at the same time, you can take the time to be with yourself, to be with your family, to do things that are important to you, right? Don't come to a complete screeching stop, because if that happens, there's nothing saying that things are going to end well. So you definitely want to be conscious of that. I will say that, to me, that's the equivalent of, let's say, somebody who has worked their whole life in a factory, and then they stop working in a factory. What happens a couple months later? Sometimes they pass away, right? Because their body's not used to not doing anything. They're used to doing everything, anything that gets you through the day. at work, doing something, right? When your body stops, your body technically, really, literally does stop. So you do want to be aware of that.
Absolutely. Before we continue on today, though, we've got already kind of gotten into a soapbox really quick, but it's okay. And we're going to continue on in a moment. But tell me where we're at today. I noticed three of your favorite things behind me:
Yep,
the Bears,
that's right.
the Cubs,
Absolutely.
and then your favorite style,
Old style. Do you like old style? Because we like old style. I like old style. I don't know about this guy, but I do. But anyway, we are actually in Bentonville, Arkansas. We are at the Trailhead Tap, which is on Walton Avenue. A great little spot. It's actually a Chicago bar. Hoping they have a grill, but at some point they will have some pizza here, some Chicago pizza. So definitely stop by and visit them. Great location.
You guys watch the games here too, right? I came here a few weeks back with you and Jose and a few others, and we were watching the game here.
That's
So
right.
it's definitely, if you're a Chicago fan, it's a place to hang out.
Yep.
So.
Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears, Fighting Illini. That's right.
That's right. They were playing too there towards the end of the season. But
Yep.
yeah, so come out to enjoy yourself and say hi to the folks here. And especially if you're from Chicagoland, then you definitely want to hang out with some of your peeps here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do want to touch on something today.
All right.
I know we're kind of flying off the cuff, right? But I will say, I was thinking about something earlier today. Who out there has met their hero? Who out there has met their idol? Who out there doesn't want to meet their idol because they don't want their dreams broken up? What do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
It depends. It depends on what you're idling somebody for or what you're looking up to them for. Because I've had it in my life, I've had the experience of both the good and the bad in that aspect, where you've met somebody and they're like everything you thought they would be, and they're uplifting and motivating and powerful and encouraging. But I've been on the other side of that too, where they're just a complete
asshole. For lack of a better word.
For lack of a better word. I was looking for a better word.
That's a really good word, actually.
And it's the truth, though. And so it just depends. My advice in that is that no matter who it is, if it's a local person or a famous star or a politician or a world leader or whatever, remember, people are people.
That's right.
And some people are just really bad people.
That's right.
A-holes.
No matter what. No matter what. So I gave it some thought before I got here.
I figured you did.
I did. If it was back in the 90s, it would probably be meet Michael Jordan, right? Because whose idol he wasn't, right? He was everybody's idol, right? Back in the 90s. But I got over that.
But you know what? And he's a Chicago guy.
Yeah, of
Bulls.
course. Of course, yeah.
I'm really, it's for the other generations. They're like, what are you talking about? And my son actually knows who he is and he likes him. My son's really big into sports. But on that point, though, to sidetrack for a second, I was having a conversation earlier about prompting in AI and how to do proper. And the person was talking, I think it's an example that they use for a team, NBA, who was the best, Jordan,
LeBron,
Bryant.
Oh,
there's
man.
no question there. There's no question at all. If you have to question, then you need to go work on your prompts.
Put it this way. There's no question on our behalf. You'll probably have questions, but we know who you're thinking of because every generation has their Kobe Bryant. Every generation has their Wilt Chamberlain,
Yep.
has their Larry Bird, has their Michael Jordan. And who is it now? Is it, oh my gosh, drawing a blank, but I'm sure it's somebody else that we don't even know anymore, right?
That's right.
So everybody has their own hero out there, their own idol that they look up to, right? So It's okay. I have an idol that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I have an idol. It's my mom.
Oh.
My mom is my idol.
Aww.
She's my hero. And on that same respect, my wife is as well. I think they're strong women. I look up to them. They are my rock. And to me, that's something that is important to me, right? Somebody who's strong, who has willpower, who gives you great advice, who's always there for you. It's probably better that you know who your idol is instead of not knowing who your idol is because you might be surprised and it might be a bad surprise. So I think in business, since I've kind of have gotten older, I have to say that the person that I'd want to meet, I'm going to put this out there for everybody to know, is Mark Lohr.
Really?
I would love to meet him. I may want to just stay back just because I'm not sure how he would react. But I think as far as when business comes around, when you think about business, I think he is a genius at it. And from afar, I think he's an awesome individual. I don't know him personally, but I will say that business-wise, he is my idol.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I gave it some thought.
You did.
Believe it or not.
You did. Yeah. And I'm thinking now,
Put you on the spot, huh?
Still thinking.
Oh, man. You see that light bulb right there? It's going off.
My light's dimming. Thanks, man.
It's dimming now.
So I'm not 100% recovered, apparently. No, I don't know. From a business standpoint, it's interesting because I've met a lot. I've been blessed and met a lot of people through my life and learned a lot, and also learned some things that I didn't want to or know that I don't any longer want to associate maybe in certain ways. But in today's current environment, it's a tough one. That's a tough one because there's a lot of interesting things that are going on. I'd have to give it some more thought.
That's okay.
That's
okay. You can think about it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But from a different angle, I agree with you from a personal standpoint. My father was the person that I always looked up to, and God bless his soul, been gone 10 years now. And then I also factor in my natural mother, who I never really met and knew, but I am here because of everything that she set in place for me. And she's been gone 50 years now. And I think about what if they were both here and how they would direct and help change my direction. And I don't know that they would change it because they were always supporting and willing to look through things. But one thing that's always stuck with me with my father is that he told me that we live in the world of indecision. It's either yes or no, and then you own it. And I think I've mentioned this before in another podcast, but I wanted to reiterate that because it's true.
That's great advice.
A lot of times, even trying to understand who we're looking up to, who our idol is or what have you, it's really simple. A lot of people don't like the black and white scenarios and stuff, but life is really about either yes or no. And don't live in regret or woulda, coulda, shoulda, because that'll eat you up. It'll tear you down. And we're talking about that brick wall. You'll hit a brick wall fairly quick if you question yourself all the time. Make a decision. Like we made a decision where we're going to record today, and we're owning it, and we're doing it and recording it. And we've done that before in different levels and different places. And it wasn't always the best, or it wasn't the way that we thought about it, but it's okay. It's okay. But we owned it and live with it, and you move forward. The biggest piece of it, no matter what you do, is you learn from where you're at. And this is what I love about the world of entrepreneurship and startups, because that fail fast mentality is wonderful. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. It's okay that it didn't work. I consider it playing darts. I used to play darts all the time, right? If it sticks, awesome, count the points, keep playing. If it didn't stick, you didn't get any points, you still got another dart, let's work on it.
You know, the only way that you're going to assure yourself of not getting any points is not throwing that damn thing.
That's true.
That's the only way. Yeah. Do not give up. Always have pivoting in mind, right? Things don't always work out the way you want them to. That's just how life is, right? So you're always going to have curveballs being thrown at you. Baseball. Yeah, you get that? So it's up to you to go ahead and keep swinging, right? Keep out there.
Another baseball.
That's right. You got to keep swinging.
One more.
Make contact, because those pitchers, even if they throw left-handed, you'll still go for it. But don't go fishing. That's another one.
But I was going to say, but definitely catch whatever is in the air.
Exactly.
In your field, in your part of the field.
That's right. You're responsible for your area.
That's true. It's true. And a lot of times we like to push the blame off or say it was somebody else, but own it. Own yourself.
Right.
You've made a certain decision. That doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect. And it hardly ever is. And going back to the example of me taking a couple of weeks off. I was going to do all this stuff. I was going to go here, there, whatever. And things change. And it's okay. And if I would have fought it, I probably would have been worse and maybe not even back here today. You're still kind of getting better or recovering from it. But you have to own whatever is in front of you. And at that moment, when you hit the wall, own it.
I own this beer and I'm going to drink it.
Old style, he's going to drink it. But no, definitely, it is a way to think differently. And that's what I think a lot of people fail within themselves because, let's put it, society tells you got to do certain things a certain way, and a lot of us, especially our generations, that's what we did. If you were supposed to do this, you did this, you learned this, you were this. This is the way you go. But life is different, and especially with these younger generations, they get a little bit better. They adapt a lot better, right? They're moving a lot faster in different directions. Now, there's some things to be said as well as far as the stability and the responsibility, but it's a balance, and you have to find.
What is that?
The 6'7".
6'7".
I'm gonna show
My bad. I had to stop you there.
No, that's it. So what's the balance between 6'7"
and 8'9"?
dude. You took it from me. You took it from me. And now there's half a generation out there saying,
What the hell is that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. But definitely being flexible, and that's maybe the overall theme of today is being flexible
Flexibility.
and being able to understand where you're at, how to maneuver, how to pivot. I actually got a sticker on my laptop that says "Pivot or Die." And,
Wow.
yeah, and I get a lot
That's
of
deep. That is
It
deep.
is deep, and it's
Yeah.
also a book too. So
Okay,
we'll put
okay.
it in the comments there for you. But yeah, it is true. Sometimes you get stuck, and you're like, "What do I do? Where do I go? I give up." But if you don't pivot, if you don't make changes, if you don't change trajectory or direction, you could die. And not the literal physical sense necessarily, but the proverbial business death, the getting stuck, maybe not learning, not going forward, not doing things in a different direction or meaning that you could because you allow yourself to be caught up and gripped by that situation.
Yeah. The easiest thing for us to do is do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
Or
Not going to happen.
hit the wall, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's why people hit the wall.
Yep.
And it hurts. Hitting your head on the wall.
You're still doing it though. You're still doing the same thing.
That's right. That's right. But I like that, and that's something that doesn't get talked about as much anymore. Is that you keep doing the same, expecting the same, different results, and there's no logic in that, right? If I got a can of blue paint and I'm painting this wall, it's going to be blue. It's not going to be red. It's not going to be green.
It's not going to change.
It's not going to change until I change what I'm doing and what I have, and what's available to me.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned in life is that you have to learn how to embrace change. Embrace change because change is ever constant. Whether it's you want it to change or you don't want it to change, guess what? There's still going to be change. So you need to adapt. Adaptability is definitely important, which comes back to the flexibility part, right? You have to be flexible in what you do, how you say it, how you act. You're responsible for you. Take responsibility for your actions, and everything will come and will be okay.
And that's a real good segue into taking responsibility for your actions into today's world. And in particular, everybody's talking about AI, and particularly that AI is going to take my job or it's going to do this or that. And there's a lot of kind of that blame game going on. And there's some truth to it to an extent, but the biggest piece is taking responsibility, like you said.
Yeah.
If you're in a position and you think AI could or would take over what you're doing, that is a signal for you to lean in. AI can't do everything you can do. It can never be this. It can do things, it can process things, it can speak faster, pull things faster, and things like that. So, from a process standpoint, it can be faster. But what we each should be looking at is in my role, my job, my position, whatever, what could a machine do for me? Look at that. Not do it for them, but for me. And let it happen. Let it do it. And I can concentrate on something that it can't do.
So I think what companies in general nowadays don't understand, or maybe they understand it and maybe just neglect it because of the stockholders or the shareholders that kind of prompt them to invest more in AI and put money into AI and so on and so forth. I think what they don't understand is that it can't take the human element away, right? There's always going to be a human element. Even to what you said, it's faster, it does things quicker, it allows you to go ahead and do more things, so on and so forth. Yeah, that is the case, but does it mean that it's always going to be right?
And there's that big piece too. And so all things aren't equal, but let's go back many years ago, back to generation when the calculator came out. There's a lot of people like, oh, calculator's gonna take my job because
Was that the one with the rocks and then you just pull it over like times 2, times 3, times 4? Oh no, divided by 1.
that was the Abacus, bro.
Oh, my bad.
You're going back. You're going
That's way back.
back.
That's old style.
No, it's even further back than that.
That's rock style. I don't know what that is.
But no, but at the same time, there's been pieces throughout
Yeah,
history,
absolutely.
and where something has come up again using the calculator, and people
Technology,
are like,
computer,
I can do it fast.
internet,
It can do
email.
faster, and it's okay. Learn and lean into things that can be done faster, because that means you can take your human element, especially your mind, and work towards the things that it can't do. And like you've mentioned, that's a big thing. there's a lot of errors. There's a lot of things that aren't accurate, and it takes our mind to capture that. Because
Yeah.
if you ask the machine to tell you that if it's accurate or not, what's it going to say?
Yep.
Yep, we are. And this is what I have. And I can't tell you how many times I get frustrated using my own bots in the same thing and calling it out. It's like, you made that up. You literally made that up. And they're like, oh, yeah, my bad. Trying to act human, right? And it's like, no, because what would happen in that situation if we were working with each other? You're my boss, and I just made something up and gave it to you. It ain't going to go well.
There's this thing that I'm thinking about as you're talking, right? AI is picking up who you are, how you would act, what you would say, how you would work it. That's true in life as well, right? You are who you hang around with. You eventually turn into who your friends are. You start doing things, saying things like your friends say it. You start acting like your friends, so on and so forth. AI is no different. AI is going to learn who you are and put everything in order the way that you would, right? To a large degree. Doesn't mean it's always going to be right, but it's definitely going to go ahead and mimic and follow what your actions would have been.
But the key here is that it will never be human. So
Never.
as much as it tries to act or emulate, it can't. And I get frustrated with that myself because, like, when I call it out and it tries to be human and, okay, my bad, sorry. It's like, shut up and fix it. And they're like, okay.
Smack.
Yeah, yes. And then it goes back to doing it. But again, it's that training portion of it and using the human element that the machine will never know. Yes, there's a lot of pieces that it's going to learn, especially coming out of China right now. You got all these robotics and robots themselves. I saw some doing boxing, kickboxing, and some other stuff, and it's emulating somebody who's doing that. It's an emulation, but it's never going to understand. So you can hit it, and it's not going to feel the pain that you feel when you get hit.
Exactly.
You can tell it something, and it's not going to comprehend it in the way that you and I comprehend it. So make sure that you lean into that. And there's all kinds of people out there willing, and one of those things is different groups and meetups in your local community. Here locally, we're blessed. We've got a lot of different ones. And you can talk to people, and people are willing to share their experiences, their abilities, and their knowledge, and how you can overcome certain things.
That's right. That's right. And when you think about AI is growing, it's learning, it's expanding. Data centers are happening everywhere. They're coming up, so you can use it more often, right? For anything and everything. But if you think about it, if you're putting information throughout the last 200 years, 300 years, whatever it is, X number, doesn't matter. If you're inputting that information into AI is learning exactly what we learned throughout our lifetime.
Absolutely.
Through every lifetime that has happened in the time that you put it in there, whether it's 300, 500 years, whatever it is. Doesn't mean that information is going to be correct. Doesn't mean it's going to be wrong. Doesn't mean anything, because it's going to spit out what it thinks is correct, just like you and I would.
I think you touched on something really critical as well. With the age of now X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, for the last 10, 15 years, we had all these fact checkers and truth bombers and being able to try to distinguish with what is real and what isn't. Now we're into this AI phase, and everybody automatically starts accepting it as real. And it's not.
It's a tool.
It is a tool, and that's the key, is that it's a tool to help and assist, but it can't do and be everything. It can go read a book, and it can tell you what that book is. And that's good in a lot of ways. Again, that's a process. I don't have to sit here and read a 500-page book. It can summarize it for me, the old Cliff Notes. Another generation's what the hell you're talking about. But
Cliff Notes were my friend.
it can help you in that. But if you ask it an opinion, and a lot of people do, what do you think of X going on and whatever? That's where it's going to probably not be correct. So you can't just take what it's worth. You have to lean in. And if I go and ask you, who is Raul Ruiz? And if it tells me he's a Cub fan and a former player of the Chicago Bears, I can't accept that, only because I know it's not true. but you got to look into it, and you got to, wait a minute.
Fact check.
Yeah, okay, he's from Chicago. He does like those teams, but did he play for it? He's never told me that. Start questioning it and fact check it, like you said. And this is where you can lean in and have it help you, but at the same time, you have the ability to use your human mind that it can never do.
Yep.
So, keep busy, but not too busy. Don't slow down like 0 from 100, but it won't work. And make sure that you are fact checking and looking at how things are around you. Because again, you've got to be you. You've got to look ahead. You've got to understand that everything's not going to be perfect. But at the same time, you control your environment and don't hit the proverbial wall.
That's right. Don't hit that wall because nothing good happens.
So as always, lots of things happen and generally good here on this podcast, and we appreciate you being with us. And so what do they got to do?
Follow, subscribe, and make sure you comment down below.
And continue to share with other friends if you know somebody that could benefit from the topics that we have here. And again, we're trying to keep you 2 steps ahead in life, whether it be home, community, or in the business world. But we hope that this podcast benefits you, but we appreciate you listening. So until next time, thanks for joining us here on the 2 Steps Ahead podcast.
Take care. Peace. Until next time.